You guys, Trump tried telling us. He said, be cool. Everything is going to work out well. The USA will be bigger and better than ever before. Not a lot of people listened to him. A lot of people were, cowering in fear. The stock market, stocks were blood red. Trump says, be cool. Anytime you have any doubts, just think, be cool. And today's move on China was absolutely epic. And Kevin O'Leary has an idea for Trump that will be the final nail in the coffin to China. All these liberals are all saying that China has all the power, all the cards. After today, Trump has them on the ropes, and Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, has an idea that will put the final nail in the coffin, and we're going to get into it. My name is Clayton Kearns from TrendingPolitics.com. This has been a wild ride. Make sure you are liking all of these videos. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. This is about to be the best 4 years we've ever seen in American history, so buckle in. Let's do this. So the White House posted this after President Trump imposed a 125% tariff on China after they thought that playing hardball with Trump was going to work out for them. Yeah, how did that work out? Not too well. Now the whole country has incentives to partner with America and not China. Now, why is this? We're going to get into Kevin O'Leary's comments right here in a second, but you need a little bit of context before that. So, billionaire investor and famous financial Twitter guy here, Chamath, he posted this earlier. So this was in response to Zero Hedge. They said, China has three options and three options only. Number one, concede defeat to whatever terms Trump demands, or devalue their currency by 20-40%, or unleash the biggest fiscal stimulus in its history. We're talking $2 to $3 trillion, which will push its debt off the charts. As you see, this got a lot of attention, 13.3 million views. China does not have the cards. The classic Trump saying, you don't have the cards, Zelensky. Look at China doesn't have the cards. And earlier this week, Trump tweeted this. He says, China played it wrong. They panicked. The one thing they could not afford to do. And so Chamath, in response to this, say, as many problems as the USA may have, I would say that China's are worse. Number one, China is seeing the slowest growth they've had in decades. Number two, their attractiveness as a recipient of foreign domestic investment has come to a halt. Number three, they have a very difficult demographic problem. Too many old people and not enough young people. Not a lot of innovation. Number four, they need exports. They do not have the capacity to absorb everything they create. Now, this tweet was last night. He says, come midnight, let's see who blinks first. Well, Trump didn't blink. And if anything, he ramped it up extra. He was extra today. And then the final, before we go on to Mr. Wonderful here, Chamath said that according to the Wall Street Journal, China GDP growth could fall 2.4 percentage points with 100% tariffs, according to Goldman Sachs. Well, how much is it going to fall with 125% tariffs? I would highly recommend that China comes to the negotiating table because they have no leverage right now. And Chamath finishes by saying, China's growth was already, quote, anemic at 5%. If you cut that in half, per above, there will be serious domestic chaos in China. They do not have the cards whatsoever. So let's get into Mr. Wonderful's idea here on how to put the final nail in the coffin. Now, keep in mind, this was before President Trump imposed 125% tariffs. So he still has the ability to do the strategy that Mr. Wonderful is talking about right here. Kevin O'Leary says he should ratchet it up to 400%. And here's why he believes that. Let's get into it.
104% tariffs in China are not enough. I'm advocating 400%. I do business in China. They don't play by the rules. They've been in the WTO for decades. They have never abided by any of the rules they agreed to when they came in for decades. They cheat, they steal IP. I can't litigate in their courts. They take product, technology, they steal it, they manufacture it, sell it back here. Never has an administration.
400% tariffs? What would that look like?
I want Xi on an airplane to Washington to level the playing field. This is not about tariffs anymore. Nobody has taken on China yet, not the Europeans, no administration for decades. As someone who actually does business there, I've had enough. I speak for millions of Americans who have IP that have been stolen by the Chinese. I have nothing against the Chinese people. They brought great literacy, art, and tech to the world. The government cheats and steals, and finally, an administration, you may not like Trump, you may not like his style or his rhetoric, finally, an administration that puts up and says enough. 400% tariffs tomorrow morning. He'll tell you why. Xi can only stay the supreme leader if people are employed. If we wipe out any business there, because we are still 39% of all consumables on Earth and 25% of the world's GDP, America is the #1 economy on Earth with all the cards. We will not have that forever. It's time to squeeze Chinese heads into the wall now.
Well, hold on a second, Kevin. Well, I hear you, but hold on. If we're talking about people, the average consumer, not necessarily the head honchos of businesses all across the globe, can they withstand the pressure of that sort of tax on the goods?
It's short-lived. There will be
but what's your timeline compared to, you don't know the average American's timeline, what they can actually survive. There's people right now who can't survive
400% tomorrow morning, cheese on an airplane to Washington to cut a deal.
Yes, so this was last night. Obviously, huge news today with Trump, right? With everything with the 125. Here's the great news about this, is that this is still a card that Trump can play. He ramped it up to 125% today, but what's to say if China keeps acting up, why can't we push to 200%, 250%? Now, Kevin O'Leary has a great idea here because let's be honest, you ratchet it up to 400%, and yes, President Xi is probably on an airplane coming here to the United States within 24 hours. China never saw this coming. They did not expect for this to happen. I mean, I think they knew that life wasn't going to be a walk in the park when President Trump got reelected. However, did they see this coming? I don't think so. Did they see the fact that Trump was going to turn everyone against China? No, absolutely not. And so I think that this is brilliant. I want to hear what you have to say about this. Please comment below. Do you think if China keeps acting up, that President Trump should ratchet up the tariffs to 400%? Now, that might not be necessary. Trump's 125% tariffs today, that might be all is needed. However, this would get the negotiations running faster than we could possibly ever imagine, okay? And so if you got to play hardball, you got to play hardball. China doesn't have a lot of options. Right now, all of these other countries are fully incentivized to do business with America, play nice with America, and if you don't play nice with America, then it's not going to end well for you. It's not going to end well for you whatsoever. So before we go, I want to show you this amazing 1-minute summary of the Trump tariff plan here, okay? This is Howard Lutnick here in the Trump administration, and he was on the All In podcast with Chamath, who I showed you earlier. And just take a look at this. This is just a beautiful explanation.
When we say we're going to charge a tariff, and other countries who lean on us, who rely on us, who can't live without the oxygen that is our economy. Because remember, the thing about our economy is, while we have a $29 trillion GDP, we are the consumer of 20 trillion.
Yeah, right.
And this is the key thing. We buy everybody's stuff. So who's more important? Let's say they have an economy that produces stuff, and we have an economy that buys stuff. The customer is always right. We all know the customer is always right, because if no one buys it, they can't produce it.
Right.
So everybody needs our economy. When? Now. I mean, to the fact that China consumes less than 10 trillion and primarily tries to figure out how to sell it to itself, right? So they don't buy anybody else's stuff.
Right.
So we are the world's consumer.
Yes.
We're the world's customer. We want them to come here. And if they can't come here, what if you pay us?
Absolutely could not have said it better myself. We are the biggest customer in the world. all right? And Trump knows that. We are witnessing something so historic, you guys. I don't know if you understand. I mean, I know you do. I know that you understand the moment we're in. Most of you have all watching this video have voted for Trump, but can you believe that this is actually happening? I'm just so excited for the future. And one more point on the Kevin O'Leary thing is, he was saying, hey, 400% tariffs. And all the CNN people on the panel, they're sitting there saying, well, how long can people last? How long can people last? These people have clearly never made a deal or negotiated anything in their lives. Because when you push hard enough, guys, 400% tariffs, you think that's going to last a year? You think it's going to last 9 months, 8 months, 4 months, 3 months, 2 months? No, China won't be able to breathe without, flying to America and trying to make a deal. So it's all a negotiation. It's all part of the deal-making process. And actually here, if we go to the White House, they retweeted a Trump tweet from years ago. Very cryptic. I want to show you what they tweeted. Where is it? Right here. December 19th, 2014. Deals are my art form. Other people paint beautifully or write poetry. I like making deals, preferably big deals. That's how I get my kicks. Man. And is it more true? It has never been more true than it is in this moment. So thank God we have President Trump back. Let's see what happens tomorrow, because I am really excited to see where the market goes tomorrow. I think the futures are already up. Let's actually check this out real quick. If you're still watching this video, thank you so much for, let's see here, stock market futures. Thank you for joining us here. Please make sure to subscribe. If you have not subscribed already, please make sure to subscribe, you guys, and like this video. So let's look this up here, guys. Sorry about that. Yep, the futures here are up tomorrow, up modestly. But we're going to have to see where things end up in the morning. But you know that I will be giving you all the updates here. So have a great rest of your evening, and I will talk to you guys soon.